Hello and welcome back to another video. You can probably already tell what the contents of today's video is going to be about by the title. But basically I was in bed last night thinking about AERO, as you do as a cyclist, and thought I've literally, since I bought my TT bike, never once bothered changing my position on the bike. I've tweaked it when I obviously originally bought it to get it comfortable, but since I've not touched it. So I thought, how can I test basically to see if I can find a faster position than I've already got, which is what we're going to be doing in today's video. But first, since I'm back on the grind now, finally, and back in full swing with triathlon training, I've got a swim to do, which, to be honest with you, I'm not particularly looking forward to. It's probably, like, no joke, my 6th swim of 2022, which is shocking to say the least, since we're over halfway through it, in fact 8 months into it. But yeah, let's go get this done. It's about a mile long, and then I'll explain how I'm going to attempt some DIY aero testing for the first time ever. Let's go. So I think I've finally found a place where I can do my DIY budget, probably going to be crap and not work aero testing. It's basically just a long, sort of, not steep, but like a steady hill, which lasts quite a while, maybe like half a mile to 3/4 of a mile. And the reason I need this is because the aero testing that I want to do is basically going down this hill. I'm going to do 5 laps, and then from like the top of the hill basically to the bottom of the hill, I'm going to pick 2 points, lap my watch every time I go through them, not pedal, and then in theory the most aerodynamic position or setup that I get should get me from point A to point B the quickest. I'm going to hold the exact same position, obviously just change the variables that I want to change to get the result that I want to get. And yeah, no pedaling, and kind of just see what happens from there basically. There's not much traffic, there's not much wind, so yeah, hopefully we get the result that we want. The first setup that I'm going to do is sort of like a baseline test. Is going to be TT bike, but on the base bars with a road helmet, which should in theory be the slowest. Then current TT position, road bike helmet, then current TT position aero helmet to see if that makes any difference, and then the last one, which I'm most interested in, is dropping a spacer from underneath my aero bars and doing road bike helmet, TT helmet, and see if going any lower at the front is going to make me more aero. I'm already like fairly low, but looking at other people's TT positions, I think I could be lower, but without testing it, I'm not going to know whether it's a better position, whether it's too uncomfortable, whether, well, what really. So that's kind of why we're here. So also I need to do this quite quickly because I'm not sure I'm actually allowed to park here. So let's get the first one underway, which is going to be base bars, road helmet. Fast. It's going to be scary going full TT down it. Going to hit some fast speeds. Test number 2. like the rough difference in height. Not a huge amount, but I definitely think it'll make a difference. Also, it's taken absolutely ages doing this, but one more and then test it. Tell you what, I really hope I get some sort of results out of this, because this is taking forever and I've got to take my bloody bike apart. Also, some guy from Colchester cycling campaigns just giving me a little thing, came past and went, nice bit of kit that, and I was like, well, the old TT bike, beast mate, absolute beast. I'm literally dripping in sweat attempting to do this. Do you hear that? Lovely noise. This has taken so long. I thought this would be an easy job, apparently not. And the really annoying thing is I didn't get a thumbnail image of how it was before, which means I've got to do this all again for a bloody thumbnail. Finally done. Let's go test it. Road bike helmet first. Does look good though, doesn't it? Jeez. Low position with TT helmet, and then I'm going to get some dinner, and then we can have a look at the results, and hopefully after all this effort cycling up and down a hill, we've got something. Let's get it done. Running over your back a lot more, which is obviously good. So it's going to be interesting results, I think. Quite excited to see them. But let's get back to the car, get home, let's have a look at Strava and see what we've got. After I climb up this bloody great hill again. I haven't even got a bike training session in today. Don't know why I'm doing this. Oh well. Extra gains and all that. Can't speak. Out of breath. After doing some very intense number crunching, i.e. just looking at Strava graphs and GoPro clips, I can confirm that we had a success. Yeah, basically we got some good results and got some results which thankfully I was expecting. Also, yes, this is a pale ale. Thought I'd treat myself after all my hard work. This is St Austell's Brewery Tribute Pale Ale from Cornwall, which is where I should be right now. Anyway, let's talk about the results. Basically, after reviewing the data and the GoPro clips, I realised that me lapping every time probably wasn't the best approach, purely based on the fact that it's so inaccurate and you can't lap at the exact time, and this is, you know, based off milliseconds, the results. So what I did instead was use the clips, because I filmed the whole thing, and then basically sort of made a start point and an end point, and then timed in between the 2 points, which was way more accurate and seemed to give me some pretty good results, which I will run through. And then the second thing to mention is that what's actually quite interesting also after looking at the data is the max speed on each run, because I think that's quite a good indication, as well as how aero you are, because if you can cut through the wind better, you'll obviously go faster going downhill, if that makes sense. And also that kind of backs up the data as well. So what I'll do is I'll give you, for each 5 of the runs, I'll give you the seconds it took to go from the sort of the top of the hill to the bottom of the hill, the 2 points that I selected, and then also the top speed. To start with was the baseline test, which was me on the well, not the base bar as such, but on the sort of elbow pads, sat upright with a road helmet on, which was quite obviously going to be the slowest. And that ended up being 50.5 seconds with a top speed of 27.5 miles per hour. Then going on to I'm going to rattle through these quite quickly because I don't want to bore you for too much and you kind of just want to hear them, I suppose. Then the higher TT position, so with the 3 spaces under the base bar, with the road helmet, was 46.8 seconds, so slightly faster, with a top speed of 30.4 miles per hour. So again, slightly faster, which is what you'd hope and expect to see going from basically being in a sort of a road position into a TT position. And then the high TT, so the same TT position, but just with the AERO helmet, ended up being 46.0 seconds. So 0.8 seconds faster than the road helmet, and hit a top speed of 31.1 miles per hour, which surprised me because that's quite a big difference. I wasn't actually expecting that to be that different. And then this is kind of the one that I was most interested in, to see whether I should be thinking about lowering my front end or not. So this is when we took the spacer out and did two spacers. So this is the lower sort of front end of the bike, but with the road helmet. And this ended up being 52.8 seconds. No, wait, that's completely wrong. Sorry, ignore that. I don't know where I got that from. 45.2 seconds, sorry. So again, another 0.8 seconds quicker with a top speed of 32 miles per hour. So again, that's another big jump, which shows that that position must be quicker. And then, so this is like the not full aero, because there's a lot more aero things I could be doing, but the most aero-ish that we got today. So it's the low front end with only the 2 spacers and with the aero helmet. This ended up being 44.8 seconds, which is again 0.4 seconds faster than with the road helmet. And then another top speed of 32 miles per hour, so the exact same top speed, which is very interesting. So it shows that what we expected, basically. So the lower front end with the aero helmet is the fastest, a little bit faster than the same position with the road helmet. So basically an aero helmet is definitely faster than a road helmet, which again is as to be expected. And then the lower front end is also faster than the higher front end, which again is what I expected. But I am going to caveat that in saying that just because the front end's lower doesn't mean it's better. For me, this was just a test to see if it is more aero. I'd have to go away and do efforts in that position to see if, firstly, I can hold that position for a long time. Secondly, if I'm still able to push power out at that sort of lower front end, because it impinges your hips even more, which means it's harder to put out the power. Yeah, I'd have to just spend time in that position to see if it'd actually work for me, which I can, after them results, I am thinking about doing. But anyway, that is enough rambling on and nonsense for your ears and eyes. If you have any questions or have any personal experience actually with anything else aero that I could try in terms of position and stuff, then let me know in the comments, because it will be useful, and maybe we could do another little video like this, because it's quite fun actually. And yeah, I'll end the video here. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and I will see you next time for some more triathlon related content. Peace. I've got nothing to throw. Let's see if we can do
shocking. Bye.